Good morning. Welcome to Morning Love. This is a new thing we're doing here at the Magic Emporium. I'm going to come to you every morning with a little bit of words of encouragement, words of love, just to let you know you are loved, you are wanted, you are desired, that you are needed in this earth at this time. This morning, while I was meditating, I was thinking about one of the things that the tools that I use in meditation is whose idea is it? When you get an idea, my brother and I spent some time this weekend talking about that very thing. Whose idea is that? Who put that idea in our heads? Because it's our first inclination is to love. We love naturally. We're taught to hate. So whose idea is it? And it came to me this kind of vision, I guess you could say, of people holding bags. And these people holding the bags are parents and authority figures and friends and all these people in these bags are these expectations, these things, that these desires we think, and then we want to put things in their bags. We want to please others. So we're all the time trying to fit ourselves into other people's bags. We're trying to create who we are by putting things into other people's bags, into what other people want. And so we define ourselves by this outward thing of filling other people's bags. And when all the time what we're doing is we're dragging around this empty bag of who we are. So we end up so limited in knowing who we truly are. So I guess that's the point of these morning times, will be just to come forward and tell you, that you are. You're not the sum of what others expect you to be, their expectations. And their bags come with rewards, right? And some of those are okay bags, right? I mean, it's good that someone holds out an expectation of you being kind and compassionate to others. I mean, those are things I don't want to say good or bad, but those are things we generally that have positive outcomes. It's a higher vibrational thing. It's not good or bad. It just is, but it's a more pleasant, experience. But I guess you desire pain, but that's a whole another realm there. But there are all these expectations, and even that was an expectation that you would judge one over another. So we hold out these bags that are held out, and we seek confirmation out there by dropping things in other people's bags. And we walk around with this empty bag of not knowing who we are. And that's why the exercise is so powerful. I talked last Saturday. You can check out the video linked in our video of Everything We Do is Magic. It's a weekly Saturday show I do. And I talked a little bit about this, about how to go into a meditative state with breathing, and how breathing is an important part of the meditative state. And the second exercise of the meditative state, and this one is constantly, is whose thought is that? When something comes up, whose thought is that? You just would not imagine when you begin to actually identify and look at your thoughts, what kind of crap we tell ourselves. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough. I'm not smart enough. All these nots and negatives, and we're always degrading ourselves. Things that we wouldn't tell our friends, but we'll say to ourselves. And that's why, again, it begins with self-love, and that self-love begins with understanding who you truly are. Good, bad, warts, everything. It begins with an honest assessment of yourself. And that honest assessment of yourself is going to be far more positive than you can imagine. When you start realizing that, you're so stupid was not something you told yourself. That people of a different race were inferior or less than you was not something you told yourself. Those ideas came from outside of you. Those were bags other people's bags that you, and inadvertently, because again, that same authority figure who taught you that compassion and those things that you, I sought out. Let's make this personal, because that's the only thing I can do is tell you my story. Your story's different. But those things that I sought out, those things that I sought out to do, to see myself as a higher person. And so when I saw people holding out those bags of compassion and things like that, I said, oh yeah, let me show you compassion. Let me win your approval with that, and putting things into that bag. But those people were the same people that were holding out the bag of prejudice, the bag of hatred, the bag, those other horrible bags. And so I would become to identify with those and confusion, because I knew they weren't my bags. But wait a minute, wasn't I identifying? And so when I began the process of asking, whose idea is it? Whose thought is that? Where did that thought come from as the thoughts came up? And I looked at them. And I realized there was so much stuff. As my brother Bob says, stripping off the layers. In fact, those who study Kabbalah, understand it as parties, the peeling of the onion, the layers and layers and layers. And I want to help you in these mornings to peel your onion, but to get to that sweet center that is you. Because we are all at the very heart. We are one. We beat as our hearts beat as one. We are individuated expressions of a divine whole. We are love. We are peace. We are light, created from darkness. Namaste.